Hey, Laura, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got a copy.
User left your channel.
Laura Larson, do you have a copy?
Channel switched. Channel switched. Channel switched.
I just heard you there, yes.
I hear ya.
Channel switched.
10-4.
Yes.
Hey, Laura, are you gonna have me doing an opening too? Because if you are, I have one ready to go. A little bit nervous here. This is my first broadcast without Joe. What's the matter? So I'll do my opening, then I'll do the now down to trackside for opening ceremonies. Is that what you want me to do? Or?
10-4.
Ready when you are. Okay, not in the room. Welcome to the Mecca Speed Daytona Motor Speedway for the Agassiz Speedway 101. This is the last Gen 6 race of the regular season for the CORA Championship Online Racing Association. I am Carl, and with me in the booth tonight is Jacob Nye. On the pole today is the driver of the number 4 Atomic Church car, Garrett Atwell. It's been an interesting season with the points, with 3 drivers swapping the points lead in as many races. There's only 7 points difference between the top 3. What's your take on this today, Jacob?
My take is we have a lot of different racing going on. As well, we have the small championship series as well for the Gen 6 cars. Looking at the points, we have 3 drivers within 1 point for that. After tonight, they only have 1 race left for that.
And down to opening ceremonies. You want to... Now down to trackside for our opening ceremonies.
Good evening, race fans. CORA Championship Online Racing Association proudly presents the Sunday Money Series. The Sunday Money Series is being brought to you by Cole's Wheelboard Truck Center, Redwood Falls, Minnesota. Berkey Painting and Sandblasting, a quality job at a fair price, Redwood Falls, Minnesota. Hurley Property Maintenance, when you want the job done right, Kingston, Ontario. Dale Smalley Drywall, the finish is what counts. Sophia, North Carolina, Small Town Computers, serving Midwestern Michigan. SH&D Trucking, Elburn, Illinois. Collision Works and Collision Works Auto Body Express, making friends by accident in Memphis, Tennessee. Now at this time, ladies and gentlemen, please rise, and gentlemen, remove your caps, as the Reverend Rusty Dent will deliver our invocation.
Dear Lord, let us pray. We want to thank you, Lord, for all we have. Dear Lord, we ask you that you protect those men and women who serve us both here and abroad. And oh Lord, we give thanks to those who have served us and have given that ultimate sacrifice that we may enjoy the liberties that we have today. And oh Lord, we ask you that you give these drivers the skill and the good internet connection so that we may be given a race like no other. Lord, we ask you that iRacing give us the green-white checkers that we so deserve, and that we may enjoy an exciting race to the finish we all want to see. Lord, may you heighten the senses and protect these drivers so that they can give us a 3-wide door-banging race to the checker flag tonight. And can we all say amen? And I'll say amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing as we proudly introduce Jaden Berkey to sing our national anthem.
God keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And now at this time, the 5 sons of our CEO, James Brown, Alex, Andrew, Nick, Cody, and Ethan, will deliver the 4 most famous words in all of automotive racing. Good luck, drivers. To all those watching, it's time to sit back, relax, and strap it down. Let's go Sunday Money Racing, CORA style.
And welcome back to Daytona Motor Speedway for the Agassiz Speedway 101.
Here at Daytona, we had a great qualifying week this week, and on the pole is going to be the number 4 Atomic Church Chevrolet of Garrett Outwell. On the outside is going to be the other winner this week, David Cater in that 45 Fanatec STP car. On the inside of row 2, we have the number 51 of William Roberts, and on the outside, we're going to have number 98, John Larson. Then it's going to be inside of row 3, Gary Bauer with his teammate Jay Anderson to the outside. And we're looking at Dominic Dyball with Everett Lane on his outside. We go on down here, Michael Johnson and Parker Traves are going to be the next row. And we're going to go Sal Accardi and Jason Herendine. TJ Graves and Joel Wood are going to be shortly behind, as well James Brown and Mark McFadden. Then we're looking at Alan Larson and Marcus Babb. And we have the number 61 of Jason Stout. and 43 of Rex Buchanan. James Wilkins into black number 3, and then Jason Halverson in the number 21 Woodcraft Ford. 22nd with the 02 of Charlie Starks, and then Dylan Ackert and Ryan Borges. And not putting any times down, but getting into the back of the field here, we have drivers like Don Stevenson, Nathan Sedlak, David Wink, Martin Porter, Michael Tibbetts, Sean Dewar, Michael Churchma, and Richard Holland.
Yeah, it's going to be a great race today here. You're going to see a lot of drafting going on. It's going to be a little bit different than what we saw last week. These guys are going to be running in tandem most of the day today, 2x2x2x2. What kind of race do you think we're going to be looking at?
I think we're going to see a lot of comers and goers there, Carl. I'm looking here at the starting grid. Fast Lane is up front. They changed their strategy from Talladega, and at the same breath, there is Storm Motorsports in the back of the field. They're all in the back. I think you're going to see a lot of comers and goers here in the first 20, 30 laps.
Yeah, don't forget we got David Cater sitting out here on the outside front row. He's won 3 of Cora's races here. He's the only 3-time winner so far this season. I think we're going to see
right
him
there.
and as we go to green.
Yeah, once drivers here get sorted out and get up, you're going to see a lot of moving. And as you can see, Cater's there on the outside already pairing up, and we'll see who people want to work with and who don't. I'm pretty sure, fast lane guys are going to hook up and old schools are going to hook up. But we'll have to see here who all runs with who.
It's going to be interesting. We'll see if we get a lot of 2x4 races today. Everybody's got in mind that they have to cut down the incidents here. You're only about 10 incidents in the race. If you get 10 incidents, you're out of the race, you're off the track. So you got to be careful with that, especially if you're up there in the points chase at all. If you get knocked out of a race like this could really be a disastrous to your season.
Oh yeah, you can't explain that enough here. In Daytona, the air moves a lot more than what it was at Talladega. Talladega was a lot steadier. Here, Daytona is all about handling, not necessarily your speed. And closing rate here is a lot stronger. As you can see, look at John Larson. I mean, he's sucking up on that 51 really quick here, trying to push the inside line away. And they're right behind him, 2x2x2 all the way back. Starting with Everett Lane and Jay Anderson, and it's just going down. Drivers on the apron.
That looks like Jay Anderson's kind of falling back to the field here a little bit after the start. He's back here to 6th position right now. It looks like he's going to lose position here to Everett Lane here. So if he doesn't get somebody to get on his back bumper and start pushing here, we got the...
Yeah, I'm here watching just even in the back of the field. You can see the guys just are patiently waiting. They're trying to get pushing, but they know some things can get really quick, very bad here. And just riding around trying to bide their time. 101 laps, we're only lap 2.
Can you say squirrel?
Squirrel?
Yeah, I'm sitting here trying to explain what's going on, and I do know that and kind of stopped me right in the tracks there.
Honestly, I don't. I was more or less looking from David Cater's front foot looking straight back. I saw the same puff you did, but did not see who it was.
Oh, we got somebody already in trouble here down on the apron.
Alan Larson.
Alan Larson.
Yeah, he's been having a lot of problems at the super speedways lately. I'm not sure he's usually very strong here, and he's been having a loose condition, I know, in the rooms, and we've been trying to give him a helping hand, and it might be something technical for him. That's a shame.
It almost looks like something broke in the car. The rear end of the car is wanting to walk back and forth on him here. Did he hit the wall? I didn't see. Anyway, back up front, we have David Cater. He's sitting right here in front of Gary Bauer. And I think it's pretty much single file for about the first 8-10 cars.
What's interesting, Carl, about Harry and David working together right now, those two were going at it kind of good at the Monday night qualifier over disagreements about how they were supposed to draft. And kind of funny for me, being a driver in the CORA Series, seeing those two work together right now.
Yeah, that was one race. This is another race. This one here is for all the marbles. This is where you get to make the money. So you put some kind of differences behind you, and you race with who you can get in contact with. That's about the best I can explain on that one.
Go back here, you look at Sean Moore and Richard Holland just tandeming together. Right there's an example of what the guys are doing, trying to save their stuff. Old school guys just kind of swapping it in and out. That's how you should do the tandem drafting, nice and easy, and swap the turn like they just did there. These guys up front, though, they're going at it pretty good.
Yeah, I was talking to you earlier about Sean Dewar and Richard Holland. It seems like they raced together very well. All the speedway races, it seems like they always get connected and run together. That's basically what it takes to be successful at these speedways, is finding yourself a good partner, somebody you can draft with. You get hung out by yourself, you end up heading back with everybody who's got a drafting partner who's going to get right on by you. You're a lot faster when you're sitting in a tandem than you are by yourself on the track.
And it's almost like you're reading my mind right now. I'm looking at this track. Look at the front pack. 06 of Parker Traves and the 22 of TJ Graves. They're trying to draft from the outside. They lost connection. They're dropping like a rock.
Oh yeah. They're gonna just keep falling back until they can get themselves connected again. You have to keep your front bumper right on the back bumper of that car, keeping the air going over top of both the cars. You drop back like that, and it's just like putting up a sail, and it just stops you. And that's not what you need on this kind of track. Meanwhile, back here, David Gator, seems like he's just happy leading the race, obviously. And Gary Bauer I've noticed he's been popping in and out, getting some air on the hood of that, on the nose of that car, to keep the temperature down. I haven't seen him do any swapping yet during the run.
No, and I don't see Gary staying back there very long. He's a guy who likes to lead, and he must make his presence felt and show a message. He is another part of me. This is CORA. This is his house as well. And not to look far behind, but then number 4, he didn't win the race on Monday for nothing. Both those guys, I think, are going to try to make a move here shortly just to get that lead and get those precious points.
Yeah, I was about to say Gary Atlas right there behind Gary. I think David Cater could be in a little bit of trouble if those two hook up. Kind of leave him out to dry. And we might be watching David Cater head to the back of the track until he can find somebody to actually sit and draft with. Kind of had a little ongoing thing about this here at Talladega, and he lost his drafting partner right there towards the end of the race, and David Cater, we're talking about, he ended up finishing way back in the back, but he had no one to draft with there.
Yeah, and like I was saying about, you were just saying Gary Bauer about, maybe overheating. Driving below the yellow line there a little bit. Either A, he's trying to cool that down, or B, he's sending David a message of, hey, I'm not going to ride back here the whole time. I'm going to make a move no matter where I have to on the track.
Hell, there it is right there. I'm listening to the in-race broadcast, or the in-race radios here, and that's exactly what Gary said. He said, I'm just trying to pull it down on the apron there just to get some air on the nose to cool off the engine. So, yep, we were right on that one.
Hopefully Garrett holds it off just a little bit there, because, that is a hole, and depending on how aggressive it is, that could hurt Gary. Looks like the front wheel is shaking up a little bit. You got Salacardi now coming on the outside. That's a guy on Monday night, I remember David Cater thanked him, or I'm sorry, Wednesday night, thanked him for pushing him to the front to give him that win. He said Salacardi won that race for him, so you never know. The 39 of second-year motorsports could even be a threat here before too long.
I don't know if anybody else is saying this, but it seems like the STP car there at David Cater, he must have one of those new billboard things going on there, because he keeps switching his paint jobs.
What did I tell you earlier? He's so good he needs 2 different paint schemes in a race. It switches in and out STP and then Fanatec. The guy's great. He's a great driver. He's a great setup guru. He's a great addition to CORA. And this is why he's one of the best in the world. Look at what he's doing up here in the front right now.
I'm watching also the number 51, Robert Williams. This is his second race in CORA, and he's sitting right up there in fourth place. He's not really pushing anything. He's not really pushing him, but he's able to stay right up here with the leaders.
Yeah, I think if Gary here were to go on the outside, I almost wonder if he would go with them. But then again, it's so early. But these guys are single file. They're content with riding, it looks like. Rounding out the front group, Joel Wood in 16th in that fast lane R&R transporting paint scheme. This is rounding out the back. They're all content just riding at this point.
Yeah, this is, I think a lot of just riding for quite a while here. Like I said, it is a 101 lap race. It's a long race. There's no sense getting out there and doing anything that's going to mess up your car. The one thing you do not want to do on a track like this is mess up the aerodynamics. You get out there and you tap the wall, you hit too hard in the rear end, and you're either going to do one of two things. You're either going to hit somebody at the rear end and close up that grill on your car, and even when you're out in the open air, you're still not going to be getting enough air, and you're going to be overheating that engine. And you definitely do not want to smash in the sides of these things. These cars are made for aerodynamics.
I'm just going through the field here too. I mean, I'm just trying to find some kind of race. And as soon as I was going to tell you, there's nobody going side by side. TJ Grace decides to go on the outside here. But it looked like, though, in the back, nobody really driving. They're just riding in the back there, just cruising. They're content with being 13 seconds behind.
TJ Grace, Mr. Excitement. Yeah, if anybody's going to put it on the outside, he's going to be probably one of the first ones. That's why they call him Mr. Excitement. But, he's always looking to better his position on the racetrack and go forward.
Went back here just to see who got a little loose there. Rex Buchanan underneath TJ there got a little loose, and looks like he got some damage on the front of the 06 at Parker. BC able to get pushed back up to the draft. He has Joel Woodward hooked up. I don't know if that tandem's going to work, though, unless that Ford gets behind Joel with all that nose damage.
Yeah, I think somebody better get on the radio and tell them guys to switch, because that matchup running there on the 06 Parker Travis is not going to do very much good for him as him as the lead car. You need somebody with good aerodynamics in the front to be breaking that air right. Basically what it's doing is it's kind of throwing the air in different directions than what the builders of the cars had in mind. So it makes the car so it doesn't handle quite as well.
Right. And Garrett went there on the outside up front. I was went up to watch to see, just make sure nothing was going on. And Garrett Atwell was going to make a move on the outside, but the 51 did not go with him. He's just going to fall in here harmlessly back to third.
Yeah, I think if Robert Williams hooks up there with Mr. Atwell, I think you'll see them move to the front. They seem to be very fast. They're able to hang here with the top two very nicely. You're not seeing David Cater drive away with us like he have in the past with other races. And that's not a good sign for Mr. Cater. I think he's kind of looking in the rearview mirror and saying, hey, I don't have a full second in the left.
Yeah, that's the choice with Speedway Racing. You get drivers who may not have the setups that he does at Charlotte and Atlanta, Homestead. Because Daytona, Talladega is all about right place, right time, and a good rhythm. And yeah, Cater's up front right now. Lap traffic on the outside there. Alan Larson hopefully he just stays out of harm's way here for the pack as they go by. This is Cater's race to lose, I think. You know, he's in the tie for that points lead, like I said, with the Gen 6 series. And not sure where he is in the official points, but he's a good distance back. But he keeps running like he is. He just may get into the chase, too.
Very good possibility. He won, I think, race 4 races. He's got a very good possibility of getting into the championship series. And here comes the number 4. They're breaking away to the outside. He's got the number 51 pushing him.
Now, what this is going to do, too, if Eric gets on the outside and they can hold it there, you're going to see the rest of this pack come up and bottleneck up. And I think we're going to see some 2x2 races very soon. Depends on how good of a run William Roberts gives Garrett there. And officially at the line, Garrett Atwell will have it by 1,000. Yep. Now, that's a move, but let's see if they can hold it.
Now, William Roberts is going to move up the track here. Get a little bit of air on it. Going to get right back on the back bumper of Garrett. And let's see if he pushes them forward again. These two up in front here, they keep braking. Gary Bauer and David Cater, they keep braking, and I think that's going to really, really hurt these guys if they keep doing that. I mean, they break off for just about the entire straightaway.
Remember, last time they were breaking off like Carl was at Talladega, and him and Jay Anderson caused a big wreck. Granted, that was in the turn. This is on the straightaway. Maybe Gary learned his lesson. Get some of these guys with him doing that. It could cause a big wreck.
Yeah, it very well could. Who do we have here right behind him? We got John Larson, who's really not used to running with him like that. So, yeah, that's a very good possibility. John might say, hey, I got a hole. That'll hole close up a little bit quicker than what he thought, and that'll be the end of them two. And that could cause a big pile of problems for everybody right here.
Right. Yeah, it's a little hairy moment there. Charlie Starks on the outside getting put a lap down, forcing it 3 wide for the front couple cars. And John Larson's trying to break his momentum on the outside there, and I see the 451 dropping back a little bit. Maybe he made the wrong choice going on the outside.
Here they come again, though. They're pulling right back up on first and second.
Yeah, Jay Anderson's up. There might be the equalizer. Jay Anderson, one car behind his teammate, Gary Bauer. If he's going to leave David Gator at any point, it might be when those two get together.
Good point. Yeah, you get those two hooked up together, and they are a dangerous duo.
Hey, don't look too far behind them either, Carl. Knock, knock. Here comes fast lane. Dominic Dyball in Everett Lane.
Well, I'll tell you, that's my pick for this race is Dominic. After the performance he put on at Talladega and winning that race, winning his first race, he's got put down. Oh, we got almost a big wreck up there in the front of the stretch.
Very good heads-up move by the rest of the field there. 51. Wow.
Whew, that's not hard for a little bit there, but nice catch by both blue drivers. They both got up there in the wall a little bit straight to the wall, but don't look like there was too much damage done to either car. I think they're going to be able to continue on without any issues. Anyway, as I was saying, Dominic Dyball is my pick just because of how good he ran at Talladega. Pretty much the same thing we're seeing right now. He ran towards the middle of the pack, never really dropped out of the top 10.
Yeah, just watching these drivers go. 46 coming down pit road. He has some heavy nose damage in the Winston Ford Fusion. It's a shame for Jason Herndon. Hopefully he can get a quick caution after this pit stop, or after everyone goes green flag pit stops after a while, and it cycles through. He can get back on the lead lap. That's a shame for 46.
Well, yeah, especially being pitting by himself. He doesn't have a drafting partner, so when he comes back out on the track, he's going to be by himself. He's going to be losing just about a second per lap to the lead pack, and that's going to be bad for him. He's going to be seeing himself going far behind. So even if they do cycle through on green flag stops, he's still, without a partner, he's still going to fall so far behind. It's going to be hard for him to catch up without a caution.
This race is fun up front, Carl. I'm watching this. Salicardi now is leading Garrett Outwell. 39 is not going to lay off easy. I don't know if the Highland's going to move too hard right now. I think Garrett's a little gun shy after almost wrecking there. I think he just wants to ride. But Salicardi wants to make a move and wants to get up front.
I think Garrett Outwell just wants to see the pits so he can catch his breath after that ride.
He might be visiting the Atomic Church when he goes into pit road. He might be praying that he didn't wreck there. Yes. Well, just for the top five here, we got David Gator first, Gary Bauer second, John Larson third, Jay Anderson fourth, and Dominic Dyball still in fifth. It's heating up maybe to get a good, interesting run here.
Now, these guys are putting on a good show. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, what is a fuel run here? I forget. I have not a grocery cleaning race here. Like this stuff. I forget what a fuel run here is. It 35 laps?
I was just going to say, I believe it's anywhere between 30 and 35 laps. You're going to start seeing these guys pit. I've said this in the past, that one of the things they like, a lot of these drivers like to do is they like to run these races backwards too. Really surprised me to see anybody kind of come in early and get their first pit stop out of the way so they can run this in even pit stops. That way they can run 35-35 at the end there and finish off without having to worry about jumping in 10 laps to go.
I was just going back, looking here in the back of the field to look for that reverse pitting, like you said. And I just watched Nathan Sedlak kiss the wall. That was my pick to win today, Sedlak, and he just scraped the wall coming off the floor. Not that he harmed anything. He's there with his teammates David Wink and Don Stevenson riding. And Church was 5 seconds behind them. Granted, this track's 44 seconds long, or 44 seconds long, so an 18-second lead isn't too bad, but it just goes clean and green. These guys in the back might have made the wrong decision.
That's a very, very good possibility. This goes green the whole way. You're going to be wishing at the end of the race, boy, I wish I stayed up there with that lead pack and not tried to do the wait around thing. You'll fall too far behind, and it's too hard to get caught up on a track like this. It's not back in the days like with Bill Elliott. Bill Elliott made up 7 laps at Talladega without being caught. You don't do that anymore.
Thank God, because you know who'd be running away with a 7-lap race? That 45 David Cater.
For sure.
And the 46, we were just talking about him. He is in the front draft. He's keeping up pretty well. He's pushing, again, that Garrett Atwell in the 4 car. Keep popping up that. I'm working with that silver scheme. I mean, painted it for him. It's fresh out of the shop. But those two are kind of pushing on the outside. He's, I believe, the first car lap down right now. So if the caution were to come out right now and he doesn't get collected in it, he's the lucky dog.
Well, I hate to tell you this, but that paint job that you did there already has a Daytona stripe. You don't hear very many people get a Daytona stripe.
Well, at least he has a quick repair, so when it comes time to fix the car, it'll be clean again.
It'll look pretty all over.
Yeah, I might have to leave the tower to go paint it up quick in pit road, but I can do it under 15 seconds. So, 4 tires, fuel, and a fresh paint job. Garrett Atwell will be back out and rolling.
Yeah.
Hey, gotta promote when he promotes. Here comes Salad Party.
Got help if you wanted. Robert Williams getting pushed behind there. We also have the 22 of TJ Graves on the outside. And
Yeah,
who's behind him? I can't get the number out on the side of his car.
Behind TJ, that's Garrett in the 4.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, we talked about him. If he gets right now, he's just riding in the back there, playing it safe. I'm interested to see if Cater finds out if that's Sal on the outside soon enough. If he goes up and works with him, like I said, those two are great tandem drafters. Sal's one of my teammates. He'll work with anyone who's fast. And, well, David Cater and fast synonymous.
Well, if I'm looking over here at the driver's rooms right now, we're looking at David Cater's actually in the room with Rex Buchanan. I'm wondering what's going on with that. I'm wondering if him and Rex are going to try to hook up later on here in the race and do a tandem thing. How far back is Rex?
Rex is out of the race. He had a electrical issue, and is 10 laps down in 32nd. Unfortunately, it says he's in the garage and out of the race, and he left the facility already. So,
well, that blows that up out of the water, doesn't it?
Yeah, I did hear Cater talk about someone about strategy. I'm not sure who. I did see Cater cue up his mic in the race, which doesn't happen much, and he was asking someone in the back, if you're riding around, you want to pit together.
I think you might be seeing some pit stops here happening very, very shortly. We're already up to the lap 29. These guys are clicking these laps off pretty quick. Matter of fact, David Cater just giving up. We're going to go ahead and ride down pit road here with David and see what transpires down here in the pits.
2-tire pit stop is going to be coming up here, according to the radio chatter.
Looks like we got 3 cars right now peeling off. We got David Cater.
Well, Gary already passed him on the track, so he passed him in pit road.
Well, that's strategy right there. I want the lead to come back out, he said.
Here's my question. Was he speeding when he entered?
Yeah, that's a good possibility because he was pretty quick getting past him there. Looks like 2 tires and fuel for David Cater, and off he goes.
Meanwhile, out front, John Larson has the lead here.
John Larson, here comes Dominic Dieball. He's bringing up to 2nd place right now. He looked like he was getting kind of racy. He wanted to get his nose out there for the lead.
And they're not happy about that move. He thinks John Larson might have been blocking there a little bit. I don't know if they saw Marcus Babb up front, but Larson was just trying to avoid the lap traffic there. Unfortunate timing.
Yeah, he was going probably about 3, 4, 5 miles an hour slower.
Yep, Tower is warning those drivers now. Be careful when you have traffic coming up behind you. Goes Dom on the high side with the number 1 pushing him around John Larson.
And in convincing style, Dominic Dieball makes the pass.
But will he lead the lap?
He's not going to lead the lap. Nope, never led that lap.
Oh, you can't call Lance yet. We got a good race up here going, Carl. We have John Larson hooked up with Dominic, and then we have the 06 of Parker Travis pushing Everett Lane on the outside. 2x2 for the front 12 cars.
I'm trying to figure out who I want to watch here. This is really heating up good for the front pack. It's been kind of quiet here for the first 20 or so laps, and now they're starting to battle here for the lead. They're starting to look more like a race instead of a freight train.
Yeah, you look, you only have 2 Fords in the top 10. Maybe they can find each other. The Ford Fusion seem to be a lightly used car in the iRacing server here, well, more specifically CORA. Maybe those two can hook up and show them that the Ford Fusions are as respectable as the Chevy SSs out here.
I prefer the Ford. That's what I run. I run the Ford, and I take a lot of ribbing for that whenever I go into the rooms. I'm driving a Ford, everybody else is driving a Chevy, but I like the Ford. It looks like Everett Lane and Dominic Dieball here are going to hook up now and run together for a while.
Yep, those guys are finally connected.
It's going to be interesting to see when they pit, because we're looking at lap 34 right now, and the top about, I'd say the top 14 will get 10.
Carl, I missed what went on with Cater and Jay and Gary. David Cater's 42 seconds off the pace by himself, and Jay and Gary are a lap down. They're not even together. Gary and Jay get speeding penalties.
I'm thinking that Gary did get the speeding penalty because he did come in awful hot off the track there, and when David Cater pulled off the track or pulled back out onto the track, he was several seconds ahead. So very good possibility that there was a speeding penalty issued there on that. I'll have to get word.
That is crucial. It's crucial for him.
Yeah, we'll have to get word from the tower here on that, because I haven't heard yet whether or not he got a speeding penalty or not. Meanwhile,
continuing here up front. Hey, Cater's going flat down here, possibly very quick. He was just leading this draft. Now he's leading it again, but in threat of losing a lap. Granted, these guys didn't think yet, but still, that's not good for David.
Well, once again, like I said, David Cater is out here running quite a bit by himself without the aid of somebody drafting with him. So he was losing a lot of time to these guys, and when they come back out, you know, he's going to still have been by himself for all that time. He's going to have a hard time getting back up to the rear end of this pack and get back up towards the lead. Especially
right. Now we have 2 big races in the straight front pack itself. We have the leaders, Dominic Dieball and John Larson, fighting for first. But you also have now Gary Bauer and I believe it's the 46 of Jason there fighting for first lap down. Well, as soon as you say that, then Everett goes beneath them.
I think they are now.
Yeah, we're on 30.
Lap 36, and the top 14 still have yet to pit, so it's coming.
They're hit. It's like you knew Garrett was going to say that. The 4 and the 06 are coming in together.
And we'll take it right along with Garrett Atwell. See where he get a little bit squirrely coming into the pits there. He locked him up and slid her back and forth a few times, but he got her straightened out, and he's heading down into the pits. Let's see what he's going to do.
I know he's getting a fresh paint job.
Getting a fresh paint job. Yep, he's going to definitely do that. Looks like he's going to be taking.
Usually here at Daytona, fuel tank, you can take 2 tires and not lose any ground.
2 tires of fuel. That's all he took.
Yeah, that's the common strategy out here in the track. That's what Dom and I pulled at Talladega a couple weeks ago to get up 1 and 2 around Cater.
Well, my pick for the win. He's sitting here in second place right behind Everett Lane. Dominic Dieball driving the small-town computer car. So, as we see a bunch more coming into the pits here, we got about another 3 that I just saw pull off the track. Let's see who we got going down here right now.
Oh, James Brown.
Sliding around sideways, heading into the pits. Oh,
Well,
that's a huge disappointment for James. I know he was looking forward to this race today.
gonna say it looks like you, Carl, and the rest of the core staff are gonna have some body work to do in the garage this week on that 00 car.
Quick fix.
Aha! If he does it again, though, he might have work. Salcard and 51 are going to come out together, butted up. So once they get down here in the backstretch, they'll get paired up in tandem draft. I believe they'll be safe to be on the lead lap after that pit stop.
And we're looking at David Cater. He's 44 seconds behind the leaders, in front of the leaders right now, about by a second. But once these guys all go into the pits, that's going to bring him back around and going to get him a lot closer than what I think what we thought. He's able to come to these guys here in front and can draft along with him quite nicely. So he may.
Well, he's right back with the guys he pitted with or pitted ahead of. The 06 and the 4 just pit, so now he's paired back up with them.
He very well may. And I don't think it's going to hurt him as much as we thought it was.
I'm curious to see here how well David works back in the field. Now he's going to have a little bit, when they get grouped back up, Garrett Parker and David can get up front there and get back rolling. Is David going to be able to get around it?
Sucking down Dominic Dieball. That was a close one. I don't think Dominic expected that one. Sorry about that. I didn't mean to cut you off. I was just kind of watching Mr. Excitement. He just creating some excitement out there. He just said, I'm going down and find Everett Lane. You don't like it? Too bad.
And that's why Domino has a win under his belt here. He's a heads-up driver. He probably saw the opening and he saw it and checked up. That or he's not happy right now, and he's telling the fast lane guys right now that don't work with TJ anymore tonight.
Yeah, he just kind of stuck the rear end of his car right on the front bumper there, Dominic. I don't know how much Dominic terminated that, but we'll see. Dominic doesn't seem to hold too many grudges. He's a pretty level-headed guy.
He is. The only complaint you can have about him is he enjoys iRacing much. And that's not a complaint, that's a good one.
And here comes our leader. Take a ride down here with Everett Lane, see what he's going to do. Everett Lane slides her into the pits here. I think he's going to do the same thing. He's going to take 2 tires and fuel. Dominic Dieball pitched right directly in front of him.
And it looks like the 78's right behind him as well, of Michael Johnson.
If I'm seeing this right, I don't think Everett or Dominic took tires. I think they just took fuel only.
Some people prove tires slows your pit stop down. I don't know. Later on in the race, when you have to take half the tank of fuel, like the casino tires, maybe they know something I don't know.
Yeah, because I think it takes just about as much time to put fuel as far as it does to put 2 tires on. I would have gone with 4 shoes and a bucket of oats, but that's just me.
Well, I'm curious. I'm in trouble here. TJ Graves is on Everett. Oh, no, Everett's pulling out there. So we got the pack coming up behind them like rocket ships, though.
I'm kind of curious to see how David Cater fares after all of this.
Woohoo, that was a hairy moment. Salacardi calling out Everett, telling him to stay high, and Everett went low, and yeehaw, that made a tight scenario there. After pit stops, it looks like we have 4 guys who have not pit yet. And those 4 are going to be, well, Ryan Borges is just coming out of pit road right now by himself. And old school guys.
Jason's not too far behind.
Actually, he's ahead of him.
He's ahead. Yeah,
he is ahead of him with the old school guys. It looks like everyone's going to be pitting. Looks like the cycle pit stops have stopped, and I believe Salacardi and David Cater are going to be your top 2.
And now we got to stop. Let's get a word in from our sponsors. You got Carl here and Jacob and I. Now we got a wreck on the track. Big wreck on the track. Looks like the number 60. Look, the number 60 car is heavily damaged. So is the number 61 car, Jason Stout. Heavy front end damage. Not exactly sure what happened there.
Now, unfortunately, I'm trying to look back on my own replay, and it glitched that hard together, I can't even tell.
Sounds like Jay Anderson said his computer froze up is what he's saying, and that's what caused this whole melee.
Well, that could explain why I can't go back and maybe see the replay myself. It's glitching out from being on board with Jay.
Looks like our own Alan Larson, he was involved in that car, the number 61, the number 60 car, they were all involved in that right there.
And luckily none of these guys have used a reset yet, so they're all going to be going to get the repairs and good to go. Boy, that 61 looks destroyed from the front end.
Yep, hate to have to use up your resets on that, but yeah, he's got a lot of heavy damage. He's going to need that reset. But you know what that does? That brings David Cater back up to second place. Sal Accardi leading the race. Garrett Atwell, William Roberts, and Travis Parker, your top 5. Now I guess we can go ahead and go to commercial while these guys are running here under caution. Welcome back to Daytona Motor Speedway for the Agassiz Speedway 101. I'm Carl, and with me is Jacob Nye.
Carl, this is great race so far. Let's give to everyone a full field rundown here really quick. First caution after almost 50 laps. Sal Liccardi in the Second Gear Motorsports. Honestly, can't read a sponsor here. It's a trucking company. I know that's one. Curial Trucking. Give them their spotlight. Yep, Curial. We'll get them their spotlight here in the front of the field, number 1. And David Cater in second. Then we have Fast Lane through 3rd through 6th. Everett Lane, Dominic Dyball, Michael Johnson, and Joel Foote. That's your top 6. Gary Bauer 7th, Ryan Borges 8th, James Wilkins 9th, Garrett Atwell rounding out your top 10. And going through the rest of the field, we have John Larson, Parker Travis, TJ Graves, William Roberts, Jason Herendine, David Wink, Richard Holland, Don Stevenson, Nathan Sedlak, and Mark McFadden the top 20, and Jason Halverson the 21 in 21st. Michael Tibbetts 22nd, Jason Stout, James Brown, and then Michael Churchman will be your last car on the lead lap. Lap down is Charlie Starks in the 02 Jegs Chevrolet. And then 2 laps down, we have Dylan Acker, Marcus Babb, and Sean Dewar, as well as Jay Anderson. I believe Jay has left the building already, had a frustrating week and just called it after that wreck. As well, Alan Larson there, having a rough afternoon, causing that wreck there. He was awarded, I should say, given, but CORA uses the awarded word, the EOL. And unfortunately, I think he as well parked his machine after that incident. And then Rex Buchanan never really made too much noise here. And Martin Porter sitting there in 33rd. I know he was qualified for the race and had technical issues. Never even could get the machine fired up to take the green flag. But that's going to round out your 33 cars here. 49 laps into the race here at Daytona. Back to you, Carl.
The lights are out on top of the pace car here, getting ready to take the green. We're going to go ahead and ride here with Sal Liccardi down to the green flag.
Sal Liccardi is, in my eyes, one of the most underrated superspeedway drivers, Carl. He is very consistent here, and he's representing, well, no, Charlie Starks is in here as well. They're the only 2 guys that are representing Second Gear Racing here this evening, because the other 2 drivers, Brad Cooper and myself, we couldn't qualify for Daytona this week. And of course we missed the special race week.
Well, if you qualified for it, then I wouldn't have you up here giving me color commentary. I am enjoying having you up here with me today. We have our regular voice. He's off on vacation. He's out in California soaking up the rays, having some good time. Hopefully he'll be back here with us next week. And
well, he's soaking up the rays. It got warm here on the East Coast.
Oh, I can imagine. California's really warm.
We set up those. I know CORA sets up the different weather for these tracks. It's almost like they're using real weather, I think, for Daytona Beach right now, because it's 80 degrees here up in northern Pennsylvania, and we're in South Florida here for this race, and it's 88 degrees.
Pace car is going to make the hard left here into the pits. It's going to put the field in the hands of Sal Liccardi. And Sal Liccardi hits the loud pedal, and off we go again. Back in down the front stretch here for the next part of the race. Sal Liccardi pulls out a little bit of a lead here over top of David Cater.
Yeah, Cater has no markers though on the outside. Dominic Dyball comes down low with Everett, and it looks like Joel Wood's trying to get down, but there's no room for him to get down.
Sal Liccardi moves up in front of David Cater there to try to get David Cater a little bit of help. He sees the fast lane boys have hooked up. He needs somebody to hook up with himself, so he's trying to hook up with David Cater.
Tower can't stress it enough right now. A lot of slicing and dicing. Please have patience, drivers. We've gone this long with only 1 caution.
And it looks like Dominic Dyball is really going to give them a nice push out here to the front. Kind of has not yet. Ooh, they banged together. Sal Liccardi and Dominic Dyball slapped doors, trade paint. This is not a short track, boys. This is a super speedway. Let's not be doing that kind of stuff.
Almost looks like they might have been trying to side draft even, but he got a little too low too quick.
Too low, too quick. It's never a good thing.
David Cater's not letting off him, though. He knows he just got door slapped, and he's just trying to push him up there. Those two, they're not teammates by any means, but they have personal respect for each other, and they're showing it right now.
Yeah, I don't think David Cater's even looking at his gauges. I think he just got his nose buried in the rear end of Salicardi and said, all right, guy, we're going to the front. Hang on.
That's not 2 laps. I've tested it with Nathan Sedlak. 2 laps you can do it with the nose and no air. But you better immediately take that nose out from behind them, or else, kaboom, your engine's going up. Goodbye.
Yeah, we just saw that a couple weeks ago here at Talladega. We had, I don't remember who it was, but
Martin Porter. Martin Everett.
Never before the lead, and Martin lost his engine. That was the end of I think that's what gave Dominic the win on that, because Everett lost his drafting partner.
Yeah, when that engine grenaded, the smoke went through my windshield, and I about, you know that moment where you squeeze a little tighter and pray? Yeah, I had that moment when that happened.
They had to peel your fingers off the steering wheel, huh?
That and have a fresh driving suit for me for my interview. I didn't want to smell too bad in the driver's interview area.
Well, this outside line doesn't seem like it's doing much here. They gain a little bit of ground, and then they just keep falling back. Like
right.
The shorter way around the track is the faster way around the track right now.
Well, and the other thing too is it takes you bump drafting on the outside to make ground. You don't have to bump draft on the inside line to make ground. You just have to drive smart. Right now, Fastlane is showing their muscles. All 4 of their cars are 1, 2, 3, 4 in line, but they're 1, 2, 5, and 6 on the scoring pylon. And right in the back of this pack is a team that has not shown anything yet today, but it's beat time, I think, for them to get up front. And that's the Storm Motorsports.
Yeah, we're around here in the back. Bucket is out for the second time today. Sean Dewar is spinning her around. I don't think he hit anything.
Man, he's having a rough day today.
Riding along here with Sean Dewar, see exactly what happened. He just lost it. He just got sideways, put it down on the apron there, and could never regain control of the car. He had never touched anything, though, but he used up them tires. He's going to have to come in and get some new rubber put on that car. He's pretty much got a lot of flat spots on him, what is the way I'm seeing it.
And what add insult to injury, his unofficial teammate, Tibbetts, is going to be parked for the rest of the night. He queued up the mic at the wrong time.
Yeah, I did that before. Said the wrong thing.
I have to.
Remember that?
I've done it too.
I actually just said it in the wrong place. I was supposed to be saying it in TeamSpeak, and I said it on the track, and yeah, oops.
Yeah, you put those buttons so close on these steering wheels. Oops, it happens.
And I think we're going to see. Do you think we're going to see pit stops? Yeah, there's a zero tolerance for that kind of language on the racetrack. I know it's in the heat of battle, frustration happening there, but yeah, there's zero tolerance for that. They don't allow that. It's not the way CORA runs. They don't want to hear people dropping any kind of cuss bombs on the racetrack. That's frowned on heavily.
Right, and they just handed it down to Tibbetts, and he was very, very cool about it. He didn't realize he pushed the wrong button, and after it happened, he knows he made a mistake. He's taken the blow, but you know what? Here's the fun part about tonight. Every position's getting paid. I don't know how that's possible. I guess Agassiz is... Agassiz, thank you. They are paying every single position tonight. So yeah, it's a personal blow that he has to park the car, but it is fortunate enough he still gets a chance at the money.
Well, Pit stops are wholesale. Looks like the entire field heading down the pit road except for whoever's laps down. Let's take a look, see what we got here. This might be a good opportunity for Everett and Dominic to throw on some tires on the car. I think after they've seen Sean Dewar slide, they might be thinking a good idea to at least get 2. And I was right. Everett has 2 tires on, and so is Dominic Dyball. Matter of fact, they're going with 4 tires.
Yeah, TJ Graves here is going to be front. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Yeah, TJ is going to be the leader after these pit stops. I don't think he came down pit road. That's going to give the lead to, like I said, TJ. Dylan Ackert's going to be sitting there right behind him, and Marcus Babb, I know, is a lap down. So maybe he'll... Dylan and Marcus are 2 laps down.
See what happens when you forget to look into the crystal ball. I was looking in the wrong one. I was looking at the past crystal ball. So, sorry about that.
Oh, you were saying about 2-tire pit stop. I'm like, oh, yeah, he did make the 2-tire pit stop. But I'm like, It's okay, Carl.
They're gone. Yep.
2 tires.
Look,
I did that 10 seconds ago.
I pulled the wrong ball out of my bag here. Crystal ball instead of the crystal ball. It's just
Hey, at least you have a
kind
crystal
of a running joke we have going here at LSR. I seem to like to look at my crystal ball and predict the future and get it wrong every single time. So
At least you have a crystal ball. I don't have one. If I did, I would have known this week was going to be a rough one. I would have not even brought my 16 Chevy SS on the track.
that's a lot of fuel to run those tractor trailers out to these racetracks for no reason at all, huh?
And it's a shame for sponsors. You know, all these guys out here have different sponsors on their car, and I have a few of mine and can't get them out on the track to represent them on a Sunday night. It hurts your pride more than anything, because you work all week to build these setups, and I'm already working on the Indy cars. I am coming out with a vengeance for the Indy cars.
Yeah, I got a little bit of a thing I'm going to try to do here when we hit the Michigan race in the Indy car. I'm going to do actually a little bit of broadcasting from the inside of the car as I'm racing. Don't know if I'm going to finish the entire race, but I'm going to give it a little bit of a different look out there for Laura and staff. And I'm going to actually run the race car and do a little bit of broadcasting as I'm driving.
The old sentiment of no texting and no driving.
Yeah, well, Laura's probably
At
sitting
least
up
we
there
push
in the
buttons.
booth saying, "What is he talking about? I'm going to kill him."
That or she's like, okay, highlight reel, we're creating it. Carl takes out somebody.
He could take somebody
Either
out and
way,
talk
she's
about it.
shaking her head. Yeah, either way, she's shaking it right now.
But anyway, back to the front here, we got TJ Graves, Ryan Borges, David Cater, Sal Accardi, and William Roberts as your top 5s when they go back to green here. Gary Bowers 6th, Parker Travis 7th, Garrett Atwell 8th. By the way, Garrett Atwell, I had a little bit of an interview with him earlier on today. He is looking for a sponsor. Is anybody out there who's looking to sponsor a race car? Great guy, great driver right there, Garrett Atwell. He's driving his father's got a church that they are getting ready to build, and he's driving the Atomic Church car right now. But he's looking for a full-time sponsor. So anybody who wants to sponsor one of these guys, he's a great driver, great personality, really nice guy. Get a hold of him sometime after a race and let him know that you'd like to throw your name on the front of one of these cars out here.
Yeah, if you're looking for a driver who's not afraid to spread the name about your company, he's the driver to do it. He is not one for a loss of words. If I could personify him with a NASCAR driver, Carl, I honestly would put him with someone like Kurt Busch. When he has a bad day, he has a bad day. But when he has a good day, he's not afraid to make it moves and make that car drive amazing up front. And I'd like to see the kid get a sponsorship. He's the young gun out here. He was joking with us earlier about, hey, when I'm beating these old guys, mentioning I'm winning, that I'm only 16. Keep in mind, guys, he is 16 driving an SS on this track right now with the best of the best, like Everett Lane, David Cater, Michael Johnson, David Wink, and others. So he's sitting in 8th place. your company could be being talked about right now.
And the lights are off on top of the pace car. He's going to get ready to take the hard left and put this back into the hands of the leader, TJ Graves. TJ Graves is leading for the first time today.
And that's a great cause on his car right now. The help for, or you can help. I believe this is the last race he's running that.
Last race, yes, it is.
CORA's going to match whatever he can do. If he wins tonight, that's a huge benefit for his foundation he's helping out there.
And the pace car is getting ready to take that hard left, put the race back in the hands of TJ Graves. And TJ hit the loud pedal and off they are, back into turn 4.
So it looks like TJ had a little rough start there, but Cater's not afraid to jump back up there. And Sal Gardy's thinking the same thing on the outside with Ryan Borges.
Yeah, it looks like TJ might have spun tires a little bit with the shift on the start, but David Cater said, I don't care what you're doing, I'm going to push you, and we're going to go to the front. And guess what? TJ Graves is being pushed out front here, leading this race. Uh-oh, don't look now, but somebody forgot to lock the door again. Guess what?
Sorry, I've never been to Tower before. I forgot to lock that.
Alan Larson's here. Hey, Alan, how you doing, buddy?
Well, let me refrain on comment on that. Yeah, I shouldn't be here this early, man. I made a rookie mistake. I loaded the wrong setup in my car. I loaded my Talladega race set instead of my Daytona race set.
Yeah,
I just could not. Yeah, I just could not hang on to it. And oh well, you know, another race, another day. But I was. I figured it out. I went back to the book, and sure enough, I loaded the wrong bank setup.
So you're now 0-3 for super speedways.
Yep.
Don't look
I know
now,
you
we
can
got
drive there, Alan.
32. Ryan Borges pops down here in front of TJ Graves, and along with him goes the Gary Bauer car, actually. Back up into second place. After that disastrous pit stop he had, he's got it back up to second place.
Hey, don't look now either. The first place points leader in the Gen 6 Championship Series, Don Stevenson, is making a move on the outside there. Everett Lane's giving him a good shove up front. That's two old guys pushing their way through, I believe.
And they're wrecking the back of the field again. Looks like we got 4 of them hard into the inside wall.
I hear the drivers
Caution's
asking why there was no caution. Marcus Babb just blew up his engine, I believe.
They're discussing up here in the counter right now. I guess they're getting ready to throw a caution flag. I don't know exactly what's going on, but that was a major one back there. You had 4 cars just kind of pirouetted down into the inside wall. Caution.
Yeah, there's a caution. There it is.
Maybe the flagger lost it. Couldn't find the caution.
Alan, did you take?
Alan took it.
Yeah, don't blame me for that.
Nah, that's right. You have the black flag, the EOLs and stuff for these guys now, probably.
Waiting for word from Mora here to find out who was in that, what happened.
But right before you said about that wreck there, I was looking up the points quick for the Gen 6 series, and Don Stevenson and David Cater are tied at 293, and only 1 point behind them is Nathan Sedlak for the Gen 6 series, and Colton Berkey is in 4th. I don't even know if Colton's in this race this evening, and then Dominic Dyball in 5th, 33 points out of 1st. So if Don Stevenson and David Cater keep it up front, I don't see Dom cutting into that lead before Michigan. But if something were to happen where one of those two or both of them slide back a little bit, Dom could easily cut into that lead and make a statement for Michigan.
Well, I think I found the incident here. It looks like 31 there of Richard Holland lost. He got it to Michael Churchbun. Took them both up the outside wall and took out a bunch of cars right behind him there. Jason Stout in 61. That's his second wreck of the day. Dylan Ackhart, I believe, was in that one also.
That's a guy who's been having as much luck at super speedways this year as Alan has, Michael Church. Between the both of them, I think you guys are 0 for 6 in the super speedways this year.
So, Alan, other than having the wrong setup, how's the track out there?
It was great racing up until that first caution came out. Except for me not being able to hang. You know, by myself I was okay. If I got anybody around me at all, I was super loose. I couldn't hang on to it with any vehicles around me, and that is a product of having the wrong setup loaded. But yeah, I mean, it was really good. But as you know, cautions breed cautions, and here we go. We had a couple of them, a rash of them here in the last few laps. So we'll see what happens. But hey, guys, I gotta send a shout out here. I promised I would. Dennis out there in Pocatello, Idaho, watching us tonight on LSRTV. Appreciate the fandom there. Sorry I couldn't put on a better show for you tonight, Dennis, but maybe next week or the week after or sometime the next time.
I was gonna say 2 weeks.
And we appreciate all
of
our viewers. Thank you for tuning in and watching CORA Championship Online Racing here at Daytona Motor Speedway for the Agassiz Speedway 101. But
yeah, I probably won't be on the track again until we get to another super speedway, though.
Yeah, I was just telling these guys, my next race that I'm going to be running in, and I'm going to actually be broadcasting it, is going to be the Indy cars in Michigan. So I haven't been in a race car yet this season. This will be my first one. It's kind of going to be a little different. It's going to be I'm going to broadcast from it, like I was telling these guys. Alan, what do you think of that?
Wow, that'd be kind of difficult to do the total broadcast. You're going to have Corhort in the booth there, and just have you be like the in-race reporter.
Yeah, I'm going to do something like that. I'm going to help them out a little bit during the. I can't watch the race too much because I'm going to be in the race, but yeah, it'll be something similar to that.
Hey, Alan, we're watching this tonight. You've seen the qualifiers all week. What do you think's changed the driver's mindset tonight? Is that the fact that they're all going to get paid tonight, that they've calmed down a little bit?
You know, I really don't know. I know that the qualifiers didn't go anywhere near as good as the first 40 some laps of this one went. I mean, we were 31 lap qualifiers. We were having 3 and 4 cautions during them 31 laps. So yeah, awesome job for them guys tonight. You know, to start out 40 some laps caution free. That was awesome. Just sucks that I had to be the one to bring out that first caution.
Yeah, it's fun to watch, Alan. I mean, you and I unfortunately got together on Monday night, and then I had a rough incident on Wednesday night with another racer. You know, missed out on this, and it looks like it's a ball of drive. What do you see happening here at the end? Do you see maybe an underdog pulling this one off, or?
No, I really don't. I think you're pretty much going to see the strength of the field. You know, Don Stevenson, David Cater, Salicardi, Nathan Sedlett. You know, them guys are going to be right there in the front. I'm guessing one of them 4 will take the checkered flag.
I know we've had some first-time winners the last few times at Daytona and Talladega. 2 of them I actually worked with, fortunately, and got them up to the front there. Everett Lane and Dom Dyball. So there's a lot of different strategy.
If I was going to pick a dark horse, though, a guy that just joined us here a week or so ago, had a podium finish last week, William Roberts in that 51 car. He's been quite strong. He won one of the qualifying races this week, and he's been running strong all morning, you know, all afternoon or evening or whatever you want to call it here. But yeah, I think I'd keep an eye on that 51 car as possibly being a dark horse.
Yeah, that 51 car has been very strong. I will agree 100%. That Nile Designs, beautiful looking purple car there. Well, hey Alan, it looks like Carl brought you up a hot dog down from the stand. He went down to get some nachos and a hot dog. It looks like he even grabbed you one there, buddy.
Awesome.
And the lights are off on top of the pace car here one more time around. We're going to be back to green. We got a new leader here now with Don Stevenson. Gary Bauer to his outside, Everett D. Lane. David Cater sitting back there in 4th. Salacardi, Nathan Selleck in 6th. William Roberts. Whoa, got that one backwards. David Wake is got himself up into the top 10 now. Dominic Dyball and Jason Henderson rounds out your top 10.
This is going to be fun here. We're down, lap 67. Completing lap 66 here at the start-finish line, and I hope the race admins did not just jinx the room. They said we've done great so far. Let's keep it up. Somebody better go to Garrett Atwell and say a prayer in for us.
I will say that it does seem like they got the monkey off their back for the super speedways, though. They were having some major issues at the beginning of the season, and this is caution number 4, and we haven't had anything really major. And hopefully we don't.
Right now, you have a lot of guys who are timing their maneuvers correctly. For the first time up front, the Storm Racing's up here. You have Don Stevenson in 1st, Nathan Sedlak in 6th, and David Wink in 8th. Churchman, unfortunately, was just in that wreck, so pace car's about to go off here.
As the pace car takes the hard left, it's going to put it in the hands of Don Stevenson. Don Stevenson hit the loud turn off. He's very hard by Everett right off the gate there.
It is fun to watch these restarts. I'm sure Laura has our great camera crew working great on it. Watching these guys fan out, sometimes 3-4 wide right past that start-finish line to pair up with their partners.
All right, let's get in here with Don Stevenson, the leader of the race, and let's crank her up. Let's give these guys a view and sound of what these guys are hearing in the race cars. And we're back under clock. Turn it up.
Oh boy, cautions breed cautions.
Cautions do breed caution, yes sir.
And I had to be the start of it. God, we had such a perfect first half of the race. This is they got to get things back under control here.
Well, you're going to our crank it up there. I wasn't really paying too much attention. Sorry about that. Where did anybody see where that started?
No, I'm not. I'm trying to look back here. It looks like it might have somehow involved James Brown. I could be wrong on that, but he's in pit road. His front nose is crinkled beyond all recognition in that Cora Fire Chevrolet SS.
Well, I'm riding along with James here. See if I can find out what exactly happened.
Well, by Tower 61, Jason Stout's going to receive the EOL there, so apparently the wreck involved him. Aha! Yeah. He went from the high side down to the low side and took out 4 cars in the back there.
Actually, it looks like the 26 car might have gotten up into him and turned him is what it looked like to me. I could be wrong on that. I'm not up in the tower there as an official, so just my speculation, but it is what it is. Another caution.
you could see the fuel mileage coming in already. The 51 is, I'm riding along with him. He's pushing the collection, saving fuel, and bottleneck the field there right at the exit of pit road. Don Stevenson's car is silent. They're all becoming quiet.
I think these guys are starting to get antsy. They want to get back under green here and stop this this caution fest that it seems like has come over us here at Daytona Speedway.
Has pit road opened yet?
Do not believe it's open yet. I think it's going to open this time by.
I would be surprised if nobody didn't come down. 30 laps on a fuel run is a solid number. You pit now, you don't have to pit anymore the rest of the day.
Well, let's take a look, see here, see if anybody's going to be taking you up on that pit stop.
My crew chief will be yelling at me right now. 4 tires and fuel, Nye. 4 tires and fuel.
Doesn't look like Don Stevenson has any intentions on pitting. I'm not seeing anybody taking that. Looks like they're all going to stay out.
Does that make you go, Now I know why that saying came alive. I would have pit there. Then again, maybe that's why I'm not in the race tonight.
Well, pitting there, that would probably be, with this many laps to go, and if they stay green, that would, my guess, could possibly be the winning move of the race if somebody were to pit right there.
That's what I'm thinking, but well, apparently that's why we're broadcasters, Carl.
Well, I tell you what, as a broadcaster, well, this gives us a good chance to let our sponsors have a word here. I'm Carl, and with me tonight, Jacob and I, we are going to go to commercial here now at the Agassiz Speedway 101 here at Daytona Motor Welcome back to Daytona Motor Speedway, the Aggies Speedway 101. We've seen a great race here so far, guys. Been a couple different cautions, but otherwise it's been a great race up here in the front.
Yeah, I'm interested to see now who's going to make the aggressive moves, because I think a lot of these guys are ready to go.
Now we go back under green here. Don Stevens is going to jump back out to the lead, being followed closely by Gary Powers. On the outside,
Everett's all by himself. His teammates are dropped back a little bit.
He's right by himself here. He didn't know what was behind him. You have the 45 car, David Cater. He's not alone.
Well, he's got the Lincoln billboard of Cater. He has the STP Fan Attack 45 behind him. Yeah, this is true. I know there's a lot of tension there between cars out here right now, so everyone's just trying to get where they need to. I've been listening to radio chatter though, and these guys a lot of them are ready to go under fuel consumption. They made their bed, so it's clean and green. They want to go the rest of the way. So it's made the right pit call. Who made the right pit decision?
Looking over here at our fans, we got a couple fans that have been asking some questions. James Burns asked questions. This is live every week. Yeah, this Sunday night we run every Sunday at 8 o'clock. Next week we are off for a week to celebrate the Easter vacation, and then we come back the following Sunday at Watkins Glen in the racing cars.
It's a great question, because you know some people don't know about CORA yet. I don't know why, but some people don't. And with Alan Larson hosting up a lot of rooms during the week just to get interest in our series, more and more drivers come in. It's getting stronger and stronger week by week.
Well, I was thinking earlier today at the point standings here, and I kind of went down all in. We have had 79 different drivers that have run in different CORA races here. As far as the Sunday Money so far, 79 cars. That's a good group, and we got another wreck coming in the back.
And it is the CD. Our corporate sponsor for tonight's race, driver Mark McFadden involved.
Oh, that's a shame for Mark, because I know Mark was wanting to really put on a good show for Agassiz Motor Speedway tonight. That's a shame to see that happen to him.
By the end of the night, I'll learn how to say it. Agassiz. Okay.
Trying to see what happened here. Looks like he checked up a little bit there, and he went high, and he got turned around. Is basically what it looked like it happened. He checked up a little bit to keep from getting into the back of Mike Churchma, and kind of went up the track there and got taken out on the inside left quarter panel of his car. Like I said, that's a shame for Mark McFadden, because I know he brought Agassiz Motor Speedway on board here from British Columbia, and he was really looking to finish strong for them tonight. That's a shame to see him get in that. But I don't think he's used his pulling it out of the trailer yet. I think he gets to pull one out of the trailer, get it fixed, and come back out here and give it another shot.
Yeah, it's out of jail free, get back in it, get full speed, whatever you want to call it. Quick repair in iRacing terms.
Are we going to see any pit stops? That's the question.
No, I think the top 12, you're not going to see any movement out of. If you're going to see anyone, I think it'll be 12th on back, only because those guys up front have made the decision.
Well, that was last pit stop. We got another pit stop, or that was last caution. Now we got another caution out here.
Yeah.
They might think, well, maybe it won't hurt.
Nah. 2 laps under caution, 3 laps under caution is just as good as 1 lap under green with fuel consumption here. Those guys right now are hitting every toggle switch, every button, pushing in the clutch, putting the car in neutral. You wouldn't believe the things that you are doing right now to make that car save fuel. They hope they can get it restarted. You won't see the strategy in 2 weeks in the Indy cars.
Well, you won't have any caution. There are no cautions in the cars.
Well, that too, but when you're under pace laps, you can't restart an IndyCar very easily.
But what was that you said before, Alan? Cautions breed cautions. I think the monkey just jumped back on Cora's back, unfortunately. This is 4 cautions right in a row now. I think we've had 5 cautions so far. Doesn't bode well for the end of the race here. I'm hoping they're able to clean this up and get these drivers back on track and get them going in the direction they need to be going.
The one thing I'm noticing, though, Arlo, is it's the guys in the back who are trying to make the aggressive move who are wrecking. About 15th on forward, they've been, well, 14th on forward. They're fairly stable. Seems like in the back, the guys are a little try to make moves because it is only, 25 laps to go. You only have so much time to make a move and get up front. And to do that, you need to be up front when the white flag drops. And if you're in 20th position, roughly, and you're not there when the white flag drops, you're not going to get into the top 10 more than likely. So it's go time for those guys in the back, and they're making the moves.
And you're not seeing a lot like you used to at the super speedways, where it didn't matter where you were. If you had 5-10 laps left to go, you could have been in 15th position and still had a shot at the win. You don't see the big passes going on like you used to. Seems like it really takes a team hooked up and really hauling to actually even make a pass for the lead right now. You got down low on the bottom of the racetrack, and you got somebody like you said before. You don't even have to really be pushing as long as you guys are within a couple feet of each other. You're actually going faster than 2 cars up on the top, and yeah, you just don't see the guy come from the back of the pack anymore like you used to in one lap and take the lead. It just don't happen anymore. I wonder what's changed to cause that.
Honestly, I think a couple of things. First and foremost, I'm going to go with CORA changing the rules to the 1 incident and or 1 quick repair, 10 incident points. Without that, you have no, with that, you have to drive smart. So you're not making as aggressive as a move because you're not going to get quick repair every time. But I think it's these new Gen 6 cars. Back with the COTs, before these, you put such a big hole of the air when you were drafting that you could drive on the outside of them and have just as good of an air movement as they did right behind them, and you were able to make these big moves. But with these Gen 6s, it's a small pocket of air you get behind them. But in saying that, when you're 2-3 wide, it's a huge window, and you could be a second behind and catch up into the draft really quick.
Yeah.
I mean, you're right. If you look at the big guys,
they went from that square boxes of the COTs there. You're right. Then they punched a lot bigger hole in the air than these more aerodynamic brothers of theirs. Yeah, you're exactly right on that.
And the other thing is it's Daytona. If you think back in the 90s and the 2000s, into what was the Winston Cup and Sprint Cup, and now, or the Nextel Cup and now the Sprint Cup, drivers that drove for mainly Richard Childress Racing, your Kevin Harvick's and Dale Earnhardt Sr. and such, were always great Daytona racers. And it was because of a handling car, not speed. And those guys could drive on that low line. They didn't have to go outside. Well, it's showing here tonight. You need a handling car, not speed, to win. And you said, like I mentioned earlier, you don't have to push. You don't have to have necessarily the speed to win. You have to have that mobility with your car and stability with your car. And if, being that I share setups with Fastlane, if they are running the setup that I know they are, they have one of the most stable setups probably out there tonight. And that's why you're seeing them come up front here now when it's down to the money time, because they're able to hug that white line, well, double yellow line, and not get hurt by it.
And the lights are back off on the pace car here. They're doubling it back up 2x2, putting it back into the hands of Don Stevenson here as soon as the pace car makes that hard left down to the pits. I'm sorry, Alan, did I just walk on you?
No, I started to say something after he was saying Fastlane had one of the most stable setups, and I was going to beg to differ with them just a little bit. I mean, they've got a decent setup, but that setup that I gave out that I should have had in my car is probably the most stable setup I've ever seen here at Daytona. I mean, I couldn't make a mistake with that setup and lose it, and that's why I was so dumbfounded when I couldn't hang on to it tonight. That setup that I had given out was just absolutely phenomenal. But next week or next time, I guess.
So you got your crew chief in trouble for giving you the wrong setup in the car there, or are you going to take the blame for that one?
I guess I have to take the blame. I'm the one that put the setup in, so I guess I'm the one that has to take the blame for that one. But here we go, back to green.
Don Stevenson hits the loud pedal, and off we go again. And it looks like Gary Bauer is going to get pushed by David Cater. Boy, that was sounds familiar. I think we had that going on earlier today.
We did.
Except it was the other way around.
Yeah, and there's different people on the inside now. Don Stevenson's up ready to make some headway.
Yeah, if he can get everybody right up the back bumper there, they're going to. But it looks like it looks like Gary Bauer and David Cater are going to, as I say that, they're starting to fall back into the clutches of Don Stevenson and Everett Lane.
Anytime you ever talk about the high lane car, I've noticed it. You say they're going backwards, they go forwards. When they're going forwards, they go backwards. That's that crystal ball you have. You picked up the wrong one again.
I can't help it. I think I'm going to throw it out and go buy it.
Hey guys, I just got off the phone here a little bit ago with Dennis out of Pocatello, Idaho, that he and this is the first time he's ever seen anything like this, and he's absolutely falling in love with it. And he's telling me he's going to go out and buy himself a wheel and he's going to be racing with this thing before too long. So gotta say, you'll definitely enjoy it.
Cater. Wow.
Yeah, nice save.
He just wrecked that car without wrecking it.
Wow. Sorry for running over here, Alan. Not off these
Yeah, hey,
here.
I understand. I totally understand. I was watching that the same as you were.
I think David's trying to figure out what just happened there, because and he's still fighting. I wonder if he's got a tire. He's still fighting. Anyway, back up here to the front, Don Stevenson and Everett Lane running 1 and 2. Gary Bauer, Salacardi, Dominic Dieball are your top 5.
Yeah, Dominic Dieball, though, has some pretty good right front damage. Quarter panel's crushed in. He looks like a modified up the right front there. Wonder if that's going to affect his car pushing.
Oh, that's going to affect his car big time. That's going to really, really hurt the aerodynamics. And he's not going to be very effective up the front. He's going to need to be behind somebody pushing to have any kind of effectiveness at all on the racetrack, which is going to hurt him because he's going to have to be able to get that fixed. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah. But we do have a breakaway up front. We have a car breakaway. Blue cars on the inside, maroon cars on the outside. Salacardi and Everett Lane got the run. Can they keep it going?
All it's going to take is for them to step down the front. But it's going to happen. It's like Gary Bauer's going to fight his way back on the inside.
Well, I just found out how Dom Dieball got finished on his car. I'm watching the race live. We're interviewing it. I'm watching the feed on YouTube. And he smacked the wall with Gators without restart. So that's where that damage came from.
Yeah, like I said, that's going to affect him bad. He's going to have to get that fixed if he's going to have any chance of getting back up there in the front. And he's going to have to start 83 laps in this race here. Laps are winding down quickly, and if this stays green, that's going to hurt his chances of winning. And there goes my pick.
But you know what, though? I don't think it's going to be okay if he's pushing someone. It's when he gets in front of somebody, I think that's going to be the problem. Being behind someone, that air's not on the nose.
Well, you see, that's where my problem comes in, because if you're pushing somebody to the win, you're not winning.
Yeah, I know. I found that out at Talladega.
Looks like Everett Lane and Salacardi kind of got disconnected there for a little bit. They're going to fall back behind the front duo there of Gary Bauer and Salacardi.
And don't look too far. Here comes You missed it because you went to go get that hot dog for Alan. I was talking to him about underdogs, and he said he wouldn't be surprised that 51 of William Roberts would pull off something tonight. Coming down here late in the race, he's 5th place and making a run. The only downside is he does not have a partner.
Well, he ran out here last week at Charlotte. He finished 3rd for his debut, and really showed that he can run with these guys. He's got the equipment, he's got the knowledge, he's got the talent, and he's right now making the pass for 4th place by himself. That's a strong move out there.
That is, unfortunately, on the inside is that fast lane grouping again, and they're going to hang him out to dry, I think. And it looks like he's hanging up. That's impressive to me. That's impressive that he's able to do that right now.
He's hanging tough. I'm really surprised about that. He's going to fall back there a little bit, but I think if he gets himself back in line or has somebody pop out in front of him, he's got a good chance to get himself pulled back up here at the front of the field.
Yeah, I'm getting scared though about his 27 again. He's doing his dive below the lines for air. It's late in the race. I wouldn't think he should be able to beat a driver. I don't like seeing that. It makes me scared and a little nervous to go up against him when he's diving below the yellow lines like that, trying to get the air. And it's a little late in the race trying to do things like that.
I'm just amazed with this 51 car. He has actually made it up to the 3rd position. He's not staying there, but he's not falling back too awful far. That's just amazing that he's able to do that all by himself. And it looks like if you look behind him there, he's got somebody coming up there that's going to be catching up on him.
Yeah, he's got TJ Graves, Parker, Travis, David Wing, Garrett Atwell, and a host of other guys coming up behind him.
That's somebody it looks like TJ is just going to go down low. I thought maybe TJ kind of hook up with him and push his way up to the front. Salaccardi and the 51 just cut together there. Salaccardi took down to the apron there. I think no harm, no foul.
Nope, and just looking here at the qualifying order compared to the running order right now, Carl. Don Stevenson didn't even put a lap down for qualifying. Now here he is late in the race with just a little over, I think 13 laps to go, maybe 14. He is now in first place, looking good. And then you have the other end of the spectrum, Gary Bauer, who put down technically the fastest lap of the session, but he started in 5th place, sitting there in 2nd.
You're still watching number 51 here. William Roberts is still hanging up. And who's he got in behind him here right now? He's got, looks like the 06 of Parker Travis is going to get up behind him and try to give him a push.
How soon does Gary Bauer pop out and take his momentum? Gary's a racer.
I think he's going to wait until the last. I think he's going to make too much move until maybe 1 or 2 to go. He goes out there and tries to pass and gets hung out this early. He's going to lose too much ground, I believe. But then again, if the number 51 gets up here behind him, maybe he'll pop up
like right now.
Push himself up.
And that's what I'm
here
looking
comes
at.
The outside
that one
line.
is moving.
Yeah, now they're moving
Don
on
Stevenson is driving 90% out of that rear view mirror, 10% out of his windshield right now.
You think he's actually looked forward since they started one factor green?
Just a little bit to make sure there's no lap traffic. But that's probably about it.
He's driving.
He keeps looking up at the starter stand for that checkered flag.
Well, he's already asked if they can call the race because he saw a tornado off turn 2.
Ooh, Salvatore is going to get a little up there on the 51 and break his momentum on the high side.
He was able to get a calm back down and get it pulled back down and behind, and that really did scrub off some speed there on the 51 of William Roberts. That's Robert.
It did.
William Roberts. I got to
get up there. He did. And you can see Everett's getting antsy. He wants to make a move, but it's too early. But he knows it's go time, but that 51 is holding him down low and not able to make that quick maneuver. Ooh, there goes Salcardi with the door contact. Oh, he's on his roof, and barrel rolling.
And it sounds like William Roberts also got involved in that. He's got heavy damage to the front end of his car, and he's falling back. Yeah, the left side front fender there is all smashed in. His race is done. He's just going to fall back here to the end and finish it off the best he can. That's a shame to see.
And here comes
like
now
that.
TJ Graves, Mr. Excitement. He saw what the 51 did, and he knows it's possible.
And he's got the 06 there, giving him a push down.
Yeah, it looked like 51 was out of the two. When they bounced off each other, he's got quite a bit of front end damage, and he's dropping back through the pack too. That's what a bummer, man. He had such a strong run and such a strong car.
Ooh, Gary Bauer on the apron.
Big wreck.
Oh.
3, 4, 5.
I don't want to say I told you so.
7 cars involved.
And there's the big one. It was a matter of time, guys.
They're still wrecking in the trioval.
Carl, I don't want to say I told you so, but I think I pulled the crystal ball out on that one.
Oh, man. Lots of up cars out there now. Boy, I don't know how many of them have
That was all the 27.
I don't know how many of them have their quick repairs, but, I mean, it's not over by a long shot. It's definitely not. You got some of these guys who are going to have their quick repairs. They're definitely not going to go a lap down. They're going to get their quick repairs in. They're going to get back out there. They're going to be at the back of the pack, but we're at a drafting track where anything is possible. So we'll see.
And that's going to be a blessing in disguise for Dominic Dyball there, Carl. His race ain't done yet. Remember, he had that front damage. He went into pit road, got it fixed. He did go a lap down, but guess who's the first car a lap down?
Yep. And also the 51 car, he's going to be able to get in there and get his car repaired. So, like I said, they got the quick repairs going on here because a lot of these guys didn't have to use their quick repair yet. They're going to be able to get in, get their car fixed, get back out, and make this a race to the end. And right now we got Don Stevenson and Mr. Excitement himself, TJ Graves, running second. Joel Wood has moved himself up into third position. Richard Holland, Dylan Ackhart, and Nathan Sedlak are your top 6 cars.
Right before this race, Carl, I talked to Joel Wood. He's had to watch his teammates win the 2 super speedway races this year. Everett in the trucks, I believe, here at Daytona, and then Dominic Dyball a couple weeks ago at Talladega, and he said, I'm bringing the 79 R&R truck Chevy to the front. Don't count me out. Well,
Joel, he's being true to his
you're here,
dreams.
buddy.
But
he's
you
here
also know what this does,
himself,
don't you? This brings David Cater, who had fallen way back in the field there. He had actually fallen about 15 to 20 seconds behind the lead pack. Brings him right back up with the pack again. So if he can get himself a drafting partner, don't count him out either. He can make his way back up to the front. Along with the 51, like I said, he's going to be able to get in and get his repairs done. This is going to be an interesting race to the end. We got James Brown now sitting up here in 7th place in the Cora Flames car. Let's see what kind of race he can pull out.
Hey, we got some interesting names shaking up right now. It's unfortunate for a driver like Salcardi, who had that bad wreck. He went a lap down, and he's not the first car a lap down, and I don't see the whole field pitting. So, unfortunately for him, I think his night at a top 10 finish is over.
Now we got Don Stevens and Coles Wheelberg Trucking Center car. He's going to be leading this when we go back to green. TJ Graves, Mr. Excitement, he's going to be number 2. Joel Wood in the R&R Transport. He's got a little bit of damage there on the front end of his car, but I don't think it's too awful bad. I don't think it's going to affect him too awful much. We got Richard Holland in the AutosForSale.com car. He's sitting there in 4th position. Nathan Sedlick in the D&K Trucking car. We got Jason Halverson in the Motorcraft Ford. James Brown, like I said, he's driving the CORA Flames car. He's sitting here in 7th. Mark McFadden, he's back up in this for the Agassiz Motor Speedway racing entry. David Cater in the STP Fanatec Blink back and forth car. And like I said, Robert Williams got his repairs done, sitting here in 10th. So it's going to be a good race here to the end. David Wank has actually made himself up to 11th place here in the J.R. Kelly Trucking. Everett D. Lane sitting here in the W&W Trucking. He's sitting here in 12th position. Dominic Dyball in the Small Town Computer car. Garrett Atwell's also up here in the Atomic Church car. Remember, if you want to sponsor somebody, Garrett Atwell looking for a sponsor. And that's really about it. We got Dylan Atcar. He's got a lot of damage on the front of his car. He's pulling back into the pits again for his 2nd pit stop of this round. I don't think he's going to have too much luck getting anywhere. Michael Churchman also back here in 16th position, last car in the lead lap. He's got a lot of heavy damage, and he's in the pits trying to get that fixed.
And so I'm trying to pull up the points right now just to figure out who's sitting in the captain's seat right now. Nathan Sedlak is our points leader currently coming into today, and where even is he so far? 5th place, there he is. Now, 5th place for Sedlak, David Wink and Everett Lane right on his tail in the points. David Wink and Everett, I know, are up here. They're sitting actually side by side, 11th and 12th. So this could be a big race for Nathan to keep that lead.
Well, like I said earlier, these guys have changed the lead 3 different times in the last 3 races. 3 different cars, 3 different leaders, 3 different races. This is going to be another time where they're going to change the lead. And don't forget Dominic Dyball sitting right there for the Gen 6 points lead, for the Gen 6 Series points lead. As the lights go off on the top of the pace car, 1 more lap round, it's going to be back in the hands of Don Stevenson again.
Well, Carl, I'm going to ask you, because I have never actually got to look at the points. What do you get for a win in chorus races? Well,
actually,
I'm
the
looking here
person
at the
you
points.
need to ask for that, you should have locked him in, so that way we could ask him some questions. Now he's gone.
Well, I was just looking here at things again. Joel Wood, he's sitting outside the chase right now. He is only 70 points out of the chase, and with Colton Berkey not in the race tonight, Mark McFadden having troubles. Granted, he is back up in 8th place here. Sean Dewar having troubles, and Gordon Berkey not in the race tonight. This could be big for him to get into the contention of the chase going into the Indy cars in the next couple of races.
Yeah, you're right at that. But like I said, and here's the man we need to ask. Thank you for coming back, Alan. You want to give us a rundown on how the points actually work here in CORA? What you get for the lead, for winning a race, so on and so forth on back top couple cars?
Sure. Yeah, sure, I can do that. Let me get into the place here where I can give you the entire rundown. Give me just a minute.
And the reason we're asking now is Joel Wood. He's been competitive tonight. He could be in the chase, eligible after this race alone.
Yeah, he's
going into the Indy cars.
Very, 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 very good possibility he could make it back into the chase towards the end of the season. As the pace car gets ready to make that hard left down the pit road, we'll get back to you with that here in a couple seconds. Down, we're getting ready to go green.
10-4.
5 to go.
As the pace car makes its way down, Don Stevenson once again hits the loud pedal and off he goes. Getting pushed really hard again by the 79 car Joel Wood now. Joel Wood making some noise out here. He's trying to get back up over the front back and right. Get some notoriety, get the lead for the first time in quite a while. I haven't seen Joel Wood up here in the front in quite a few races.
No, and he's probably living by the mantra, it doesn't matter how many laps you lead in the race, as long as you lead 1 lap, and he is 5 to go, pushing Don Stevenson clear of the field with Sedlak and hightail. Uh-oh, but don't look, James Brown and David Cater are making a run on the inside.
They were the two that I was thinking we're going to get hooked up here towards the end of this, because I seen that they were sitting right there with each other, and I think David Cater sees the opportunity of maybe getting back up to the front here by getting in behind James and pushing James up in front, whether it be for the win or just to push James up for the win. So we'll see what happens here. This is going to be a really exciting ending to this race.
It is, and Joel Wood is stuck in a situation right now. He has someone on his post in front and rear, so if he makes the move too early, that window could shut on him and end up being hung out to dry. But if he times it right, maybe when TJ Graves gets up here on the outside, if he can, they can work together, maybe pass Don Stevenson. But as of now, he's the meat in the Storm sandwich.
Well, you know that Don Stevenson is really watching his mirror now to try to find out where Joel Wood is and where Nathan is, so he can get hooked up with his teammate. But Joel Wood's smart. He would try to take the best finish he could, take second. Because right now he is on the outside looking in, coming into the chase. This could be a big move for him. Get him up here into the points chase for the last race of the season, for the points championship. So if you find anything out there, Alan?
Yeah, sure did. Right, top of the points, they start out at 108 points, and then they go back by 3-point increments. And then if you lead a lap, you get a point. If you lead the most laps, you get 1 point. And if you gain the most positions, you get 1 point. And then you get 1 point for no incidences. So yeah, it's definitely possible. You can get up there.
Well, don't look now.
Here comes David Cater.
Here comes David Cater. He's being pushed right now by Mr. Excitement himself. TJ Graves, and we got another big wreck. This is going to be the end of the race, I think, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, it is. This is the end of the race right now. It looks like Don Stevens is going to end up being our winner. Caution is out on the track.
Boy, was that going to be a finish there. David Cater had the outside moving, pushing Nathan Sedlak. Don Stevenson, I'm pretty sure, has got the win. I think Joel Wood may have been clear of Sedlak before the caution came out.
Joel Wood is second. And let me tell you, Don Stevenson won that race, but you know who the happiest person is right now? Joel Wood.
Joel.
He's going to take that
yes,
second.
He is.
This is a win for Joel, because Joel's been having a hard time this season, and this is the redemption he's been looking for. He's an excellent driver, very good person. Love to see him run, and it's nice to see him up here in the front where he deserves to be. He's out there running his heart out every week, and it seems like he's always getting into the middle of these big wrecks. You know, nothing of his doing half the time, but he is going to be able to bring this R&R transport car in at least for second place. But back up here to the front, Don Stevenson in the Coles Wheelbird Trucking Center car. Looks like he is going to win this race today, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be Don Stevenson. This is unofficial now. Don Stevenson, Joel Woods, Nathan Sedlak. David Cater made it back up to fourth position. The boss himself, James Brown, he's sitting there in fifth place. TJ Graves, David Wink, Everett D. Lane, Richard Holland, and Garrett Atwell is your top 10. Garrett made it into the top 10 with that number 4 car. If you're looking to sponsor somebody, Garrett Atwell is looking for a sponsor. We're going to get that in one more time tonight.
That kid's going to be happy after this race here, and how much we for him to get a sponsor, because he is a good racer. And yeah, it's a shame that wreck happened, because I wanted to see how things panned out there at the end. It was a grace. It was a blessing in disguise, I think, for Joel for the caution, because I don't know if he could have held off Sedlick and Cater hooked up like they were on the outside, and that would have just dropped him back to fourth place then. But granted, there was a bigger race. This is a huge points day.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, this is the 5th race this season that has finished under caution. Something that I know that CORA does not like to see. They like to see these things go from green to checkered and finish under green. But you know who's going to say, I don't care how it finished, I won? Don Stevenson. You're watching you are watching, the Agassi Speedway 101, brought to you from Daytona Motor Speedway. I'm Carl, along with Jacob Nye, and we'll be back here after a word from our sponsors to talk with the winners of the race. And welcome back to Daytona Motor Speedway, where we've just seen a great race here, the Agassiz Motor Speedway 101. I believe that Nathan is caught up with Nathan Sedlak down here on the track. Or
Yeah,
actually,
I'm down
Jacob.
here with. Yeah, it's all right, Carl. We've been in tower too long. Went out and got some fresh air. Nathan Sedlak with the third place finish today, buddy. Late in the race there, I saw you were stuck behind Joel Wood with your teammate Don Stevenson on the inside. Run us through the last couple laps there. What were you trying to do?
I wanted to move up there at the end. I saw Cater coming with a good run on the high side. I wanted to pull up in front of him and get him to push me, and then a little side by side with my teammate there. We had a little something between us all night. We were getting up through there. We tried out a new strategy, didn't qualify, started in the back, and tried to make it up through there. It was a tough race, a long green flag there at the front, so good job by everybody. But a little worried about Joel there. The last little restart, he's got a little bit of damage, so usually it'll slow you down getting up to speed. But his car seemed to hold up there real good, and he did a good job trying to keep it cool and push that line. It's real tough up front, and but tried to get there. Came up just a little bit short, but I'll take third and go home with it.
Oh, definitely. Just through the race here, listening to post-race interviews. Well, post-race from the tower. Agassi was very, very nice in putting some extra winnings on the line, and see you won the Hard Charger Award. So your plan there with your teammates from Storm Racing worked out in that sense to win a couple extra bucks, and as well, looking at the points for just the Gen 6 cars alone, you are now the sole leader of the points lead, being that you and David Wink were tied for first. David finished 7th, so that's going to give you a 12-point difference over him. And going now on the off week, are you focused strongly on the Indy cars? Are you going to start working on more of your stuff for the chase races?
Focused, definitely on the Indy cars here at Watkins Glen. I'm going to miss the second week of that, so I'm about to give up some points, but I got to go marry my lovely wife to be here, so got to run away for a week and have a little honeymoon. But do as much focusing as I can. Definitely know I'm in the chase. It's good to win that hard charger money. A little extra in the pocket never hurts, but yeah, good that they put that money up there, and it worked out for our teammates and I. We made it up through there. But yeah, definitely looking into Indy cars, Watkins Glen here in a couple weeks, and definitely got some work to do. But pretty comfortable in those cars, so we'll see.
I see D&K Trucking on the front of your car here. Who else do you want to thank this evening for your third place run?
Well, definitely D&K Trucking out of Montgomery, Illinois. All the trucking guys that got sponsorship out here, we really appreciate what those guys do for us, and we have fun putting on a show with them and representing for them. I'm looking forward to some feedback from them on what they see in these when they watch your broadcasts and how they feel and things like that. But just Storm Motorsports, Don Stevenson, Cherdsma, and David Wink help me put it together every week, and mainly the reason I'm here.
Well, again, congratulations on your place finish here, Nathan. I'm going to go down pit road here, down to the 79 Fast Lane Pit Crew, the R&R Transport, Inc., Joel Wood. Buddy, this race before the day you told me, watch out, I'm putting the 79 in victory lane. Unfortunately, there was one block in front of you there to get there. What went through your mind all night tonight, buddy?
Well, I just wanted to keep it clean, and sometimes the nerves get the best of me when I'm on these tracks, and I just tried to keep it together, and I tried to stay behind that 47. I'd seen a couple more Storm Motorsports behind me there, and I wasn't moving out to let them all hook up and freight train me. So I'm really excited with my finish, and it sucks that my teammates there got in that last wreck.
Yeah, when Gary Bauer went down the apron, I was on board with you, and that was a tough one to watch, but you got lucky and escaped out of that. We're going into these next few weeks here in what you've quoted your least favorite car. You're right on that cusp of making the chase right now, Joel. What can you do as a driver right now in hopes to make the chase?
Well, I just gotta put a lot of time in these Indy cars and try to get my setup and the handle on these Indy cars. I'm not looking forward to it. I like the stock cars, and these are going to be a handful for me. So,
well, that's again, congratulations on your second place tonight, Joel. We have R&R Trucking on your hood. I know your team, but maybe not everyone else does. Who else do you got to thank for this evening for your tremendous run here at Daytona in the Agassiz 101?
Oh, I definitely have to thank Fast Lane Racing and Everett D. Lane. I wouldn't be here without him. He helped me get set up when I first came over. Me and him ran PlayStation a lot, and he hooked me up big time. And Dominic Dyball and Michael Johnson, they were a big help. And we have a strong team, and I'm glad to be running with those guys. And I want to thank W&W Trucking and RMJ Trucking out of Illinois and Small Town Computers.
Well, congratulations, Joel, on your first top 5 of the year. This should propel you, like I said, into the chase, if not really close. Go party with the Fastlane guys. I know Dom knows how to party, so they'll keep you going over there.
Oh yeah, 10-4. I'm so excited. Woo! Top 3.
Again, that's Joel Wood. We're going to go down to the 47 in victory lane. Don Stevenson, 3rd win of the year, buddy. Run us through that last few laps there, watching your teammate Nathan Sedlak coming up behind Joel Wood, and you had the threat of, David Cater, the man of the Gen 6 cars, coming up on the outside.
Yeah, that was a worry there when I saw them coming, and Nathan made a great move there to get to the outside there and get in front of him. And, I mean, if that caution didn't come out, I think it probably would have been a drag race between me and Nathan there. But fortunately for me, that caution came out at a perfect time and, was able to keep it hooked on the bottom. And car handled really, really good where it wasn't wiggling, wasn't losing momentum on the bottom. So I was able to keep it out front.
Right, and I saw you guys, you and your teammates, Nathan, David Wink, Michael Churchman, all kind of rode in the back there, opening the start. I'm assuming that was all planned, not to put a lap down and stay out of trouble for the first half of the race.
Yeah, that was the plan, but I mean, I'll tell you, we got really, really lucky that that the caution came out, or the first caution came out right when it did, because we were in trouble. I mean, a couple of us had a little damage from just rubbing fenders, and I mean, it really that whole run we were really second guessing if it was going to be the right decision, and fortunately it ended up working out for us. But I don't know, it was pretty hairy there for a little while.
Well, I mean, you're used to being here in victory lane. It seems like this year. Who do you like to thank for your performance this evening?
Well, got to thank Coles Wheelberg Truck Center for sponsoring me this season. Also got to thank Agassiz there for putting up the additional money tonight and the additional sponsorship. It was a great thing Mark McFadden did there, and we're very appreciative of it. Got to thank my teammates here at Storm Motorsports. We've really had one really good season so far, and hopefully we can keep it going into the chase. Thank my great family here, my beautiful wife here. She's been awesome, and first win as married guy, so it's pretty cool.
Wow, all you Storm guys are getting married lately.
Yeah, I guess it's that time of the year. I guess, who knows? But going on a honeymoon in a couple of weeks, and we should get back just in time for the Indy cars at Watkins Glen in 2 weeks. So we're looking forward to that.
Well, you enjoy your honeymoon. You enjoy your victory tonight. Don't be afraid to burn those babies down here. Laura will keep the camera on you, show you burn them down. And congratulations again from LSRTV here on your victory tonight, Don.
Thank you. Yeah, we're going right to the infield here, just like old Dale Sr. used to. Burn them up in the Daytona infield.
Alrighty, Carl, we're heading it back up to you in the tower.
Well, once again, congratulations there, Don Stevenson, for winning for the Coles Wheelberg Trucking Center car there. I'm Carl. This is the last race for the Gen 6 for the regular season. We will be bringing it back here in 2 weeks for the Indy cars at Watkins Glen. Be sure to tune in and watch. It's going to be an exciting race. For LSR TV, I'm Carl, and my cohort here, Jacob Nye, and Laura Larson for down here pushing the buttons and working the camera. You did an awesome job like always. Thank you for watching, and have a wonderful night, and God bless.